Hi, it's Mary Clare of Mystics by the Sea. I want to do a video. I'm actually, again, waiting for a client to come in. She's going to get a reading. So I have a few minutes. So I thought I would just prop my camera up over there. And I'm like, okay, what can I do a video on today? And you know what it is? Numerology. I talked the other day, I put a video out about my tarot, which is always here. So today I thought for something different, I will talk about numerology. I have these numerology guidance cards I use occasionally. I am a numerologist, so numbers, every time I see a number, I'm reading, something into it because numbers are information. And numbers tell me so much about you. It tells me your lessons, the why, like I said, behind the what is going on. Now I do incorporate the tarot with it, so I do it as a, I do both of them as a whole. You'll get the whole reading. But numerology is 1 through 9, okay? And those are the 9 energies of the universe. Then above that, the double digits, 11, 22, 33, 44. Also, those are master numbers, okay? So there are even bigger lessons that are behind those master numbers. But in numerology, you always break down to a single digit. So if something does add up to a master number, an 11, you read it as both. You read it as an 11 and you read it as a 2 because you always break it down. So 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. And that's really how numerology works. And then each number has a specific energy that goes along with it. And in the universe, in this world, we can come from the positive flow or the negative flow. And that will determine how the energies, how you utilize those energies in your life. It's how they are working for you, okay? For an example, if you're a 1, you have 1 in your birthday. If something adds up to a 1 in your birthday, depending on where it is, that number 1 is extremely powerful. They're independent, they are determined, they're decisive, okay? They're very powerful people who really can exude authority, okay? Now, the positive flow of that is you use that for good, okay? You gather people, you help people. The ones, they're very independent, like I said, they're very creative thinkers. So their challenge in this lifetime is to have confidence and self-esteem for them to utilize that energy to their fullest potential. The ones, they kind of are loners in a lot of ways, and the one thing that they have to learn in this life is that they really do have to get along with everybody. Everybody is just as important as they are. Ones really identify with their work. That is where their confidence lies. That is where they have no problem with their decisions and what they want. The ones have to learn how to bring in, how to work with the energies of other people. So relationships may be difficult for number 1s. Again, how you utilize, how you allow that energy to flow through you, okay? The 1s, because they do have some insecurities and confidence and self-esteem, those are the 2 biggest ones. When they feel that, when they feel like they are not on their game, they don't like to show people that they may not know. So what they do is they come across, they could be very arrogant. And it really is a way of them overcompensating for their not knowing. So the 1s really do have to learn how to balance that energy. You need other people to make you whole, all right, in whatever you do. So that is something the 1s have to learn. One of these days, I'll probably go through every single number, and that will be the video. But for today, I'm just going to do a numerology card for the day. And this is, again, for the collective, all right? Spread it all out here. Pendulum, all of my tools of the trade here. And what number do we need to hear today? Oh, look at that. 46, okay? 46 is the number 10, right? You always break down numbers. You know, you just can't, it's just amazing how the universe will work with you. But 46, 4 plus 6 equals 10. Anytime there's a 0 behind a number, there's a lot of divine power behind that. That's why I say ones are kind of loners, okay? They work a lot with their spirit guides, as does 2s. If it's 20, break it down to a 2. But anyway, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. So 4 plus 6 equals 10. Again, that 0 in that 10 just tells you there's a lot of power in that energy, a lot of power you could utilize with the number 1, and it breaks down to a 1. So I was just talking about a 1, domestic harmony. What did I say that you guys have to learn how to balance in your life? Domestic harmony. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, as they say, right? So that's a challenge for the 1s because they are very driven and intense, very focused. They're creative, they're thinkers. So you have to learn how to not take your work home. Not take your work home. If something didn't go right, you cannot take that home. And that's for everybody really, but the 1s really do have that as a challenge for them. So it is about domestic harmony, relationships, balance, working together, as opposed to, my job's more important, and you take care of this. You don't need my help. Yeah, you do. You have to step into that role of domestic harmony, okay, in order to balance that 1 energy. All right? Interesting, okay? Boy, I couldn't have made that up there. So it's just a little video I did today on numerology and how you utilize it, the potential that it has in your life. And I don't know, just a little entertainment for you. All right, have a great day.